Whether trading equities, commodities, bonds or currencies, fundamental analysis is worthwhile research. While technical analysis involves analysing historical price data, fundamental analysis centres its focus on the economic landscape to determine possible trends. When traders and investors adopt a fundamental approach in the Forex market, they're essentially examining a country's economic situation and possible consequences on its currency. Through research of key fundamental drivers such as monetary policy, fiscal policy, economic indicators, politics and geopolitics, and intermarket relationships, you're able to forecast future exchange rates. Monetary and fiscal policy are recognised as two of the most widely used tools to influence a nation's economic activity. Monetary policy refers to the measures undertaken by a nation's central bank to promote and maintain price stability and economic growth. Well-known central banks are the United States Federal Reserve and the Bank of England. Key channels used by central banks include influencing short-term interest rates and the country's money supply. Broadly speaking, monetary policy is known as either expansionary or contractionary. Fiscal policy, on the other hand, is a practice performed by a nation's government to try and influence the level of economic activity through elements such as taxation and government spending. Economic indicators are important measures traders and investors have to be mindful of, given more than 70 news events are scheduled for release each and every week. Ultimately, there are three types of indicators: leading, lagging, and coincident. Leading indicators help forecast possible changes in the economic cycle. Lagging indicators, however, typically deal with events that have already occurred. And coincident indicators focus their attention on the current economic picture. Popular economic indicators are measures relating to inflation, so think consumer price inflation or CPI, employment data, retail sales metrics, and growth figures, namely gross domestic product or GDP. Politics and geopolitics. Politics is the activities associated with the governing of an area or group of people. Geopolitics is essentially the same thing, except on more of a global scale. And finally, intermarket analysis, a branch of research that examines correlations between asset classes, namely currencies, stocks, bonds, and commodities. Intermarket correlations focus largely on medium and longer term market movement and deal with inflationary and deflationary environments. For more information, visit our comprehensive educational section at fpmarkets.com.